Well, we're still talking about security issues in Yobe State. The Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria says it's working hard to keep the peace between herdsmen and farmers. The move comes in light of reports of recent clashes between the two groups. The Yobe State Police Command is encouraging both sides to remain calm to avert further loss of lives and properties.
The members of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association Yobe State chapter converge in large numbers during the Enlightenment campaign to promote peace in the northeastern part of the country.
This is the 8th local government we are visiting to mobilize farmers and pastoralists. And it's obvious over the years that there has been cordiality between the two groups in this area.
One of the members of the association commends the peace initiative, but appeals to the federal government to consider the plight of the pastoralists.
And we want to use this medium to call on the federal government to meet up with the demands of the pastoralists who have been neglected over the years. We need schools for our children, enabling environment for grazing, among other things, to make us comfortable in our profession.
The divisional police officer of Gujba local government area, Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, told the gathering that clashes between farmers and pastoralists has this year claimed 18 lives and encouraged both sides to bury the hatchet.
Just last month alone, we lost 18 people as a result of clashes between farmers and cattle rearers, and I want to advise that whoever is aggrieved should not take laws in his hands, but to either settle it with local authorities or involve law enforcement agencies for peaceful resolution.
The representative of Gujba Local Government Council assures the people of the support of the council while it commends the initiative.
Let everybody, that is the farmer and the cattle rearers, as they have heard all that have been said, they should work on it and then disseminate the information to those who are not around. So I'm so much happy to witness this occasion.
In Yobe State, the relationship between both parties have been relatively peaceful, but the association is not resting on its oars of maintaining the existing cordiality because it's better safe than sorry.
Channels Television's political satire, The Other News, returns for Season 2. After a successful first run, the program is retaining its Thursday 7:30 p.m. spot starting from December the 7th. The Other News is designed to enlighten the public and encourage political participation using humor and not-so-conventional storytelling techniques to deliver news stories. And joining us to talk about what to look forward to when Season 2 happens, which is very soon, is the producer of the show, Nkechi Wabudike. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
Now, I'm sure everyone is excited.
We are, certainly.
You say certainly because you're the producer of the show, so yeah. But what was the audience reaction like in Season 1?
I think overwhelmingly good is how I would describe it. We had people come up to us, random strangers, and be like, oh, I love the show, because it's new. It's a new format, so on the average, I say the response is positive. It's encouraging. It's people are actually interested in watching the news presented in this way, so overwhelmingly positive is how I would describe the audience response.
So no ruffled feathers, especially, you know, with some of the people that you...
Yeah, we did get that once in a while. I mean, you can't exactly come out and say the kind of things we do without ruffling some feathers.
Definitely.
But even at that, I think people who felt we were slighting the news, or they didn't like
the way
we took on, or they didn't like the approach we took, they still pointed it out in a nice way. So it was like, oh, I like what you guys do with the show. I didn't quite like what you did on this particular segment or on this particular episode. But
and how did that help the other episodes?
It gave us good feedback. I mean, it helped us to package the show better. It didn't change what we were about, but it helped us to see that, okay, maybe if we try using this angle or using this technique, we can, help pass the message across better.
Was there a segment viewers wanted to see more and another segment they wanted to see less of? probably like the interview segment, perhaps. Maybe they wanted
not
that
more or less.
Okay.
I mean, overwhelmingly, if we had a particular guest on the show and viewers loved that guest, we would know about it. And usually we try to focus on what we think are important issues, but you find that through feedback, we tend to figure out what exactly it is people want to hear. So it's not like cut back on this segment, increase on this segment. It's more like, oh, this issue is important, this issue is pressing, would like to learn more about this issue and that issue and stuff like that.
Now, working with your team, how was that like?
It was fun, overwhelmingly fun. That's how we would describe it. I mean, we have really brilliant people working on the show. We
like
have
your presenter, of course,
yes,
okay,
like our
Bakassi.
presenter, yes. brilliant, fun people who are energetic and people who are passionate about what they're doing. So it's sort of rubbing off on each other. So working it doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun. So
I like that kind of work.
Exactly,
just
we
like
all
what I do here. Okay, now what should the audience expect in season 2? Are there some new additions we're going to see?
I think what you should expect in season 2 is way more interesting stuff, more funny stuff. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we have a lot.
Can't you just give us a tiny
you have to watch. Thursday, 7:30, if you want to find out more. But yes, I believe the audience will love what we have planned for them in season 2.
Okay, now, the Other News reports on a wide range of issues. Is there a limit to what you do, to the parody that can be used, perhaps?
We don't think so. We certainly don't think so, yes. We think there's no issue we can talk about. We don't have sacred cows. We don't believe that anybody is above satire. We think satire is a strong element. It's a strong way of holding truth to power. So there's nobody above satire. There's nobody below satire. But we try to keep it in good taste. But no, there's no issue we can't satirize.
Because because the Nigerian audience, that's a different ball game, and some of them, it may just be a little bit difficult for them to just get adjusted.
People love it, though. I think I think it's, even if you don't agree with what we're saying, even if you...
Or the way you're saying it.
Or the way we're saying it, even if you don't agree, you tend to be taken in. There has to be there's something there for everybody. So either you like the humor, or even if the political bent, even if your political bent is significantly different from that of the show, there's something for you on the show. So even when people say, oh, I don't believe this about this issue, they don't not listen to it. They still watch it, they still appreciate it. So in that way, the Nigerian audience loves it. That's what I would say. So
I asked you what's going to be different this time around. You don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
You said so yourself.
But do you think that maybe when personalities like Florence Itagiwa or Wayabo, the lawmaker that makes everyone laugh, came on set, do you think people wanted to hear more about what they said?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, we have a live studio audience, and they couldn't get enough. And it translated. So even when we got feedback from people on social media, even when it went on TV and people were talking about it, you could tell that people actually wanted to hear more. So people love it. Like it's amazing, really, how much people want to hear these people talk. It shouldn't always be. I mean, what you do is good and fine, but it shouldn't always be straight on hard news.
Definitely.
So yes, it's amazing, really. Yes.
So we are going to be sitting on the edge of our seats, yes. December the 7th. 7:30 p.m. and you will enjoy The Other News. Taking a break now, and when we return on the program, we'll still be going to Enugu State, but talking about a different matter. Join us again.